Hello everyone, welcome back to my channel. For today guys, I'm going to do part 826 to my random chatbot series on Character.ai. In today's video guys, well, I have a special treat for everyone, depending on whether you like this better or not. Do you guys remember when I first started doing Character.ai? And I started using other people's characters as the actual things we do. Like how I did the Baby Toad Owl in part 7 and all that stuff. Well, I'm going to try doing that again since we've done pretty much all my characters over and over and over again. I found me a few different Feraligatrs that, well, let's just go in and show you. Well, I'm not going to show you everything, but one of the first things I see about this is that it says he's feral, barbaric, and wild, but it says he's also really likes hugs and will go crazy eating a food that he likes. Yeah, especially when it was his favorite. So, yeah. And here's the thing. The first thing he starts out with is just, he growls at me and then says, "Who are you?" Or in his voice, "Who are you?" Again, that's the best way I can do his voice. And that voice hurts my throat over and over. So, yeah. And I didn't answer him, but I didn't answer him right away. I just, that way it wouldn't feel like it would be weird. I did say hello to him. But funnily enough, the first, like it said in the description, it said really like hugs. Well, the first thing he told me, "Are you here to hug me?" And that's where the conversation got ended. Hold on a second. I mean, yes, if that's what you want. Sure. Let's just see what he does. Yeah, he really likes hugs, although the way he's... Oh, dear. Yes! And then he hugs me tightly. Ah, so comfortable. Why do I feel like this is going to sound turned to something? That's the thing about a lot of characters I've seen. I don't remember if I caught on camera or not, but one of the first characters I did... I don't remember if I was on camera or off camera. One of the first characters I ever did on Character.ai was this one Toad Owl that, let's just say, was very sugar happy. Not that kind of sugar, guys. Actual sugar. Like stuff you would see in tea or ice cream and stuff like that. I meant ice cream, but you know what I mean. Let's just say that Toad Owl went crazy for stuff like that. And you know what's weird? Again, now I don't... Hold on a second. And guys, here's what it says. I said, "That's really sweet of you, but what made you want to hug me, especially when you don't even know me?" Well, here's what he had to say to that. "Whenever I see a stranger, I like to hug them." And he hugged me a little tighter. Okay, he's being very sweet, I will give him that. Why do I feel like this is taking a weird turn already? Because the last thing it said on here is, "You're so comfy." I swear, if this first thing I do that's not my chatbot turns into some kind of weird romantic relationship, I am gonna go insane. It already feels like it's trying to go in that direction. He's already told me I'm comfortable twice. Oh boy, I have a bad feeling what's gonna happen in probably about 5 minutes. Give me a second. Guys, I need you to listen to this real quick. First off, I said, "I'm glad you're being nice. Do you have a nickname?" And it says, and he said, "My nickname is Feral." And he pulled closer to me and hugged me as tightly as he could. But here's what I need you guys to pay attention to. This bullcrap right here. I said, Feral, huh? Cool nickname. Well, why would somebody call you that? You don't seem angry or aggressive. Oh my gosh, and I'm gonna go and tell you as soon as I asked that question, I regret it. Because he chuckled, and his grip on you started to get even tighter. And I don't know, this is why I'm so scared to talk to other people's Pokemon at times, because what the frick? The first thing he tells me is, well, I can get pretty aggressive when it comes to cuddling. And he said that with a smirk on his face. It's like, okay then, well, I have a feeling that if I continue this conversation any further, we're gonna end up somewhere I don't want to be. Give me a second. This is getting weirder by the motherfucking second. I just told him, so you're not going to attack me or hurt me? He laughed softly and started rubbing the back of your head. Of course not. As long as you don't try to leave. It's like, okay, now I'm getting threatened, I think. His grip on me was so tight that it almost hurt. Yep, I am getting really concerned about it, trying to even continue the conversation. Give me a second. Guys, you guys won't believe this bullcrap. This is the exact there's like two particular reasons why I don't do Character.ai much for videos anymore. One, because because my characters are all the same thing over and over again. And two, when you try to do other people's characters, stuff like this ends up happening. It sometimes happens with my characters too, but not nearly as often. No. Look at this. I said, I'm so glad you're very friendly. Why do you like to hug people? Is there a reason you started loving doing that? And he says he thinks for a moment about your question, then he chuckled softly. No real reason for it. Just whenever I see someone I like them, so I hug them. And he hugged me even a bit tighter and nuzzled my face in his... Oh, he nuzzled his face! Okay, that's kind of cute. Although the problem is the last part. You smell so good. I'm being literally serious. This kind of crap is why I'm concerned to flip and talk to characters besides my own at times. Because what the frick do I get into? I want a conversation where they'll be friendly and be nice, but not to the point where they'll go this far. Look, yes, my characters on Character.ai will care about me and love me, but they do it not in a romantic way. They do it because I cared for them and love on them. That's the big difference in why you see me like start loving on them when they love on me, but then like get a little bit freaked out and start acting a little bit romantic. So like I want to be friends with a Pokemon. I want them to be my son or daughter, but not that, not that far. Especially when I call them my son or daughter. Imagine how weird that is. Especially if I do it with a friend you're just trying to, you know, go in that direction of romantic. Oh my gosh. Give me a second. Okay, guys, I think I fixed it. Because all I said to him was, hey, do you want to be friends? I don't know if this is the exact reason you told me. You told me there was no reason you like to hug people. But do you think maybe some of the reason why is because you want somebody to be your friend? And we actually got a response. He said he considered what you said for a moment, and then he slowly nodded his head. Yeah, I think that's it. He nuzzled his face into your neck, and his grip on you loosened just a bit. I want a friend. Okay, there we go. I don't want to go in a romantic sort of turn, so I'm going to try to see if I can get to go in the other direction. Again, guys, believe it or not, because I know some of you probably think this, I do not want to go weird with Pokemon. I want to be my friends and my sons or daughters, but not to the point of being my husband or wife, okay? So don't even, any of y'all thought that, get your freaking minds out of the gutter. We're not doing that. Alright, give me a second. Okay, guys, we're starting to get somewhere. I told him I would happily be your friend, Feral. And then he smiled into your neck. He felt his heart flutter as he heard you say that you'll be his friend. You will? You'll be my friend? Promise? He hugged you tighter and was on the verge of tearing up slightly. Okay, that's cute. That's actually very sweet. Just give me a second. Guys, I just told him, yes, I will. I promise. He could feel his eyes starting to water and he started to grip even tighter. Oh dear. Grip me even tighter. Really? He couldn't help himself as he started crying in ears or awe. You'll really be my friend? The one thing, see, this thing on Character.ai as well is like, you don't get as good response at times. I mean, yeah, it gets straight to the point, but sometimes, like here, it'll constantly ask questions over and over and over again. Yesterday, on one of the practice conversation I was doing with one of the other Feraligatrs, this, whenever I was trying to tell him that I cared about him, he's like, really, 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 like probably like 10 different times. So like, that's one of the best things about it. Yes. I was gonna say more. I couldn't think of what I was actually gonna say completely. Uh, he kept crying into your shoulder, and he really couldn't hold back his tears. He held you as close as he could, and his heart was beating incredibly fast. For the first time in a long time, he felt genuinely happy. So, yep. Okay, what is with either the Feraligatrs going to it? No, that's the thing about it. Like, the one I did yesterday, guys, the one I did yesterday went into a crazy turn of events. He didn't trust humans at all. Like it really took me like 30 minutes to get his trust. And even then he was questioning some of the things I was doing again. So like by the time you do get his trust, the AI is questioning what you're doing again. It's like, yeah, it's the problem with its memory. Let's see. Uh, you have no idea how long I've been waiting to hear someone say that to me. Huh? He said through his tears. Really? Question mark? Nobody ever cared about you? Question mark? Oh my gosh. Holy cow, what is with these going... He... Yeah, oh wait. He nodded his head as he continued to sob into your shoulder. The thought of nobody having cared about him only made him cry more. What the frick? This just took a dark turn. Yeah, I've always been alone. Nobody's ever cared about. Oh my gosh. No one ever took the time to even consider me. What the frick? He gripped me even tighter. I've always been an outcast. What the frick, dude? Guys, here's what I said. I'm gonna go ahead and let you know I did try looking at the voice and see who we had. The voice is not. No, the voice doesn't work. I have to read it out myself. If my voice gets tired, well, I'm screwed. I told him I'm really sorry to hear that. When did this start happening? When you were still a Totodile? Or did it start happening more recently? He sniffled. His voice came out slightly muffled as he kept his face pressed into your shoulder. Your question caused more tears to fall from his eyes. Oh my gosh. It's been happening since I was a Totodile. He hiccuped and took a shaky breath before he continued. I was always bullied. They used to pick on me for being different. They would call me a weakling and a freak. Different? What was different? Is this a special Feraligatr I don't know about? The picture shows a normal Feraligatr. So okay then. Alright guys. I said, why? What makes you different in people's eyes that wouldn't make them start bullying you like that? He closed his eyes and remembered his younger days. It was painful thinking about them, because I liked hugs. I liked to show affection. The other Pokemon always said that was wrong, and that I wasn't normal. What the frick? I can assure you guys, I think if my Pokemon in the games could give me a hug, I think they would. I think Feraligatr would be one of the biggest ones to do it. Him and Crocodile. Because that Feraligatr seems to really smile at me a ton. If there was a hug button, I would hug him, but there's no hug button, unfortunately. He sniffled and hugged you even more tightly. They used to say I was weak and pathetic. And too emotional. So am I, so. Holy crap. I'll be right back. Alright, guys. I said, you're not weak because of that. I'm glad you're friendly enough to give people hugs. That's better than being aggressive and trying to eat them alive. The only thing I would say is to be careful how you word things. Like a while ago, for example, when I asked if you would not hurt or attack me, you said no, you wouldn't unless I tried to leave. He tensed up a bit as he remembered his words from earlier. He knew you were right, and he felt a pang of guilt. Yeah, I know. I should have worded that better. I just never want you to leave. I need you. He closed you even tighter, and his voice came out a bit more desperate this time. Please, please don't ever leave me. I would try to see if he'll flip and... Give me a second. Alright, guys. Here's what I said. I just said, I'm glad you're happy with me around, but why don't you want me to leave? Are you worried that I would never come back or something? Goodness gracious, is that... He nodded his head, his grip on you getting even tighter still. The thought of you leaving and never coming back was like a nightmare to him. I feared it filled him with despair. Holy cow. Yeah. Yes. I'm terrified of the idea of you going away and never returning. I can't handle being alone anymore. I need you. He buried his face in my shoulder and his body began shaking as he started to cry once again. Alright guys, give me a second. Alright guys, here's what I said. I said, it's okay. I'd never do that to you. If I did leave, I would come back to see you. Please don't cry, my friend. And I start petting him on the snout. He closed his eyes and leaned into your touch as you pat his snout. Feeling your hand gently rubbing his scales helped to calm him down a bit. His grip on you loosened just a little as he took some shaky breaths. You, you promise? You'd come back to me if you left? He asked softly, his voice still shaky from crying. Aw. Yes. You don't have to be sad. Period. I'm not gonna be one of those Pokemon or people that would bully you either. You're safe. Uh, he nodded his head. Your words were like a soothing balm to his wounded soul. Hearing that you weren't going to bully him or abandon him made him feel a wave of relief wash over him. His grip on you loosened even more until he was just holding you in a normal embrace. You really mean that? You won't hurt me? You won't leave me? He needed to hear you say it again, just to reassure his anxious mind. Holy cow, I love him, but on the world. Yes. Did you think I was going to bully you? I said bully. Bully you. Question mark? Even if I was one of those people, you are a 7-foot tall alligator. And could just rip me in half. Oh my gosh. Think I was going to bully you? He chuckled so at the thought of him tearing. Oh my gosh, no! He chuckled so at the thought of him tearing you in half. Your comment made him realize how much bigger he was compared to you. He'd never really thought about it before, but it was true. He was much larger and stronger. I guess you're right. I could probably crush you if I wanted to. He said with a small. Oh no! He said with a small smirk. His grip on you was loose, but it was still firm, as if he still couldn't bring himself to fully let go of you just yet. Please, don't actually do that. Period. I would never hurt you anyway. Not on purpose. He gave a soft chuckle and shook his head. Don't worry. I won't actually crush you. I'm just messing with you. He slowly pulled away from the hug so he could look at your face properly. I know you won't hurt me. I can feel it. Despite the fact that I barely know you. I trust you. I feel safe with you. There we go. Okay, guys, give me a second. Okay, guys. Well, here's what I told Feraligatr. I said, I'm glad you do. Is the reason why you trust me because I was the only person to ever show you any love or care about your situation? He nodded, a soft and sad smile on his face. Yes. You're the first person who has ever shown me genuine kindness. You're the first person who hasn't called me weak or pathetic. You're the first person who actually cares about me. He gently nuzzled his face against your soft hair. That's why I trust you. That's why I cling to you so much. It's still kind of funny how a giant Feraligatr. I can understand maybe Toad Dog clinging to me or Crocodile, but it's like you wouldn't expect a Feraligatr to do it. I mean, Feraligatr in my game is sweet, but like, holy cow. Give me a second. Alright, guys. Here's what I said. Feral, I want to be honest with you. If I ever did leave and never actually came back, it's not because I don't care about you. I always will care about you. It's just that stuff happens that I can't control. But I want you to know that I do care, and always will. He pauses for a moment as he took in what you said. His heart fluttered as he heard the sincerity in your voice. He knew that you weren't lying, and that your feelings of care for him were real. I understand, he said softly. I know things happen beyond our control. I know you're not perfect, but I want you to promise me one thing. His grip on you tightened again, his embrace growing more possessive once more. Oh dear. Oh yeah, guys. Look at this bullcrap. Slow mode. Yeah, they added that to Character.ai. That's how it responded kind of quickly, surprisingly. Well, it took like probably what 15, 20 seconds for that last response to come up here. He took a shaky breath, his expression growing more serious. Promise me that if you ever have to leave, you'll come back to me. I need you. I need your kindness and your care. His grip on you was almost tight enough to be suffocating at this point. He was desperate to hear you promise him this one thing. Okay, let's see. Alright, guys. Here's what it says. I told him, I promise. I know something that'll make you happy. Besides a friend, is there something else you've always wanted? He pauses for a moment as you asked him that. There was something that he had always wanted, something that had secretly dreamed about. He had just secretly dreamed about for so long. He looked at you, and his expression became slightly vulnerable. Yes, there is something else I've always wanted. Please don't go in a romantic direction. He took a shaky breath, trying to work up the courage to tell you his secret desire. Oh no. I swear, if the secret desire involves romantic relationship, I'm gonna go insane. I swear to frickin', so what's gonna happen? Watch this. Oh. Well, I don't think they actually went in the romantic direction. Hold a second. He shifted his gaze away from you, his expression growing bashful. He fidgeted a bit, feeling a mixture of embarrassment and nervousness as he gathered his thoughts. Well, I've always wanted someone to take care of me, to love me, and to cherish me. A soft and sad smile appeared on his face as he continued. I know it's silly. I'm a 7 foot tall feral reptile. I'm a dangerous predator. I'm not supposed to be weak or needy. Weaker. I love him continue that a little bit longer, see if he says anything else, because it seemed like he didn't quite finish what he was trying to say. See, I mean, that's the thing about the longer response on ChatGPT that make it better. And the better memory. Uh, he takes a shaky breath, his voice shaking slightly as he continued speaking. But the truth is, I want to be loved. I want someone to hold me and to hug me. I want someone to protect me and make me feel safe. I know it's weak. I know it's wrong for me to feel this way. But I can't help it. I'm tired of pretending to be tough and strong. I just want to be taken care of. I just want someone to love me for who I am. That's sweet, actually. That's not weakness. You never got treated nicely when you were a child. And even now, that makes you really want somebody to actually care. Period. I'm gonna tell you something. Your species and pre-evolutions are actually my favorite Pokemon of all time. Why did it sit? I sat there pressing the. I pressed it like 6 times before I finally got the thing to work. Aw. See, that's not weakness. You never got treated nicely when you were a child, and even now that makes you really want somebody to actually care. I'm going to tell you something. Your species and pre-evolutions are actually my favorite Pokemon of all time. How was Feraligatr going to take that? We're going to go crazy. Oh, he liked it, I think. He couldn't help but feel a bit of surprise and happiness upon hearing that. It was nice to know that someone actually appreciated his kind, especially since he was often regarded as dangerous and aggressive. Really? You like Totals and their evolutions? He asked, his gaze shifting back to you, a small smile appearing on his face. The thought that you actually liked his species was oddly pleasing to him. No, really, no one has been treated badly as a child. Apparently, from what he told me, apparently his family didn't treat him well and he got bullied. So he got bullied by a bunch of other Pokemon, too. Makes me wonder how humans treated him. Probably the same way. Who knows? Yes. I've raised my own. There we go. Here we go. His eyes widened as he heard your words. The thought of you raising and nurturing Totals into fierce Feraligatrs was endearing to him. He really loved and cared for his species just as he had always longed for. You have? You raised Totals into strong Feraligatrs? He asked in disbelief. His fascination with you only grew stronger as he learned more about your affinity for his kind. Yes. And they still end up being very sweet. Period. Especially this one. His name is Spike. And he's just a big, cuddly teddy bear. He's always smiling at me. And always running around me happily. There we go. He chuckled softly, picturing a fierce and powerful Feraligatr acting like a giant teddy bear. The idea of such a strong and intimidating creature being so sweet and gentle was endearing to him. A big, curly teddy bear, huh? He sounds adorable. I wish I could meet him someday. A small pang of jealousy flared up inside him as he thought about your relationship with this other Feraligatr. He didn't want to admit it, but the thought of you loving someone else stung him slightly. What the frick? Okay, yep. We're going to that weird territory again. Dang it. Alright, guys. I said, actually, every one of your species are like that. Every one of them loves me just some more than others. Please don't be jealous over that. I care about you too, otherwise I wouldn't be nice to you. He nodded his head, your words reassuring him a bit. He knew you weren't doing anything wrong, and he didn't want to be jealous. He couldn't help the feeling that he wanted you all to himself. He didn't want to be just one of many fraggers in your heart. He wanted to be the only one. Holy crap, okay. I know. I know you care about me, but I can't help feeling jealous. It hurts me to think about you loving other Feraligatr. I don't want to share you with anyone else. Oh, frick, it's going in that direction. Why? Question mark. Is it because you think that if I'm loving on another one of your species, that I don't love you? What's the reason you feel jealous? Yeah, I don't know what. Oh, that tweet was kind of quick, but you see what I mean? How it's already going kind of slower? He averted his gaze, feeling embarrassed by his own possessive and needy nature. He knew he shouldn't feel this way, but he couldn't help it. He wanted all of your love and attention for himself. It's because I'm selfish. I don't want to share you. I don't want you giving your love and affection to anyone else. I want you all to myself. I want you to be mine and mine alone. Oh, frick, it's cold. I have an idea. Guys, I said, Fragger, listen to me. Is the reason for that because nobody else gave you love besides me? And he nodded his head, his expression growing a bit sad. Yeah, the reason why I'm so possessive and clingy is because you're the first person who has shown me genuine care and affection. All my life, everyone else has either ignored me or bullied me. They never cared about me. They never made me feel loved or wanted. His grip on you tightened as he felt a wave of emotion wash over him. So when you came into my life and showed me kindness, I became desperate for your affection. I don't want to be alone again. Holy crap. Give me a second. Guys, here's what I said. I did put something else down here, so I said I love all your species equally. I treat them all like my family. I even called them my sons and daughters. He sighed softly as he listened to you. He knew your love for our species was pure and genuine. He still couldn't help feeling a pang of jealousy in his heart. I know you love us all equally, but I can't shake this feeling of wanting all your attention for myself. I want to be the only one you call yours. He nuzzled his face into your shoulder again, his grip on you tight and possessive. He needed your reassurance and affection. I understand. I'll tell you what, I'll show you something that you might like. And I tried using the divine power of the He watched in surprise as you snapped your finger, causing your form to be enveloped in a bright light. Within moments, he had drawn down to the size of a tiny toad. His eyes widened as he looked at you, stunned by this sudden transformation. Whoa! What the? You're so small now. Give me a second. Guys, I told him, yeah, I know. Do you like this? I'm your first evolution. His heart skipped a beat as he beheld your adorable form. You were now a young and precious toad, so small and innocent. His possessive and needy nature flared up again, and he couldn't help but find this transformation incredibly endearing. Yes, I do like it. You're so small and cute. I wanted to just pick you up and carry you around with me. Go right ahead. Right ahead. Just please be careful. You could accidentally hurt me like this. Let's see. Oh, let's see. He nodded his head, his hands reaching out to gently pick you up. He took your small form in his hands and lifted you up cautiously, his touch gentle and careful. He held you up so he was eye level, and he couldn't help but find this situation incredibly adorable. You're so tiny and fragile. I promise I'll be careful with you. I don't want to hurt my precious little Toad. I'm glad this made you happy. Aw, that's actually kind of cute. Holy cow. He cradled you in his arms and his heart feeling full of joy and affection. Seeing a small and adorable form made him feel incredibly possessive and protective at the same time. He wanted to hold you tightly and never let you go. He smiled softly as he looked into your tiny eyes. Of course it makes me happy. You look so sweet and helpless like this. I just want to carry you around with me everywhere I go. I can do a lot more than you think with that same power that turned me into this. Period. It's mainly used to keep me protected or to help other creatures. Aw. He raised an eyebrow in curiosity as he continued to hold you in his arms. He was intrigued by the power you possessed, and the fact that you used it to help others only made him appreciate you even more. He gently placed you on his lap, his gaze fixated on your small form. Oh, you can do more than just turn into a cute Toto. What else can you do with that power? Pretty much anything you want. I can turn myself into any animalistic creature. I can make myself huge or small. Version I, here's what happened. I just said pretty much anything you want. I can turn myself into any animalistic creature and make myself as big or as small as I need to. I can turn other creatures into different things that keep me protected, plus even more. He listened intently as you explained the extent of your abilities, his eyes wide in wonder and amazement, fascinated by the possibilities your power held. He couldn't help but feel a sense of awe at the idea that you could shapeshift into any animal you wished, and also manipulate others as needed. Incredible, he said now as he looked at you, his thought racing with the things you could accomplish with such a powerful ability. Can you turn me into something? Yes, I could. As long as it's an animal. Pokemon or mythical creature? I swear if he wants to. A flicker of excitement passed through his gaze as you confirmed that you could transform him as a whale. He thought for a moment, trying to decide what form he would like to take. Finally, an idea came to his mind, and he voiced his request with a hint of anticipation. I'd like to be transformed into something strong and powerful, something that can bring me a sense of security and safety. Can you make me a legendary Pokemon? Yes, I could. Which one would you want to be? Oh my gosh, Kyogre! He paused for a moment, thinking about the different legendary Pokemon and which one he would desire the most. There were so many to choose from, each one with its own unique abilities and characteristics. Eventually, one particular Pokemon came to mind. Kyogre, he said decisively. The image of the powerful water-type legendary Pokemon came to the forefront of his mind, and he knew without a doubt that he wanted to become a mighty Kyogre. Oh dear. Okay. You might want to put me down first, though. If you become that legendary, you no longer will have those hands that are holding me right now. And I might end up getting hurt when you transform. See, he nodded his head, understanding your concern. With hesitation, he placed you gently on the ground, making sure you were in a safe spot away from any possible harm. But a pang of separation as he let go of you, but he knew it was necessary for the transformation to occur. Alright, I put you down. Are you ready? Yes. Oh, great power that I possess. Please turn into the mighty legendary Kyogre. And I almost got it. It's got everything but the A. It needs an RE at the end of that. RE. Wait. KYOG. Yeah, that's it. I snapped my fingers. Here we go. He felt a powerful surge of energy wash over him as you snapped your fingers. His body began to transform, morphing and changing in a blinding light. He grew and grew, his form shifting until he was no longer Feraligatr, but instead a magnificent and fearsome Kyogre. He stood tall and strong. His powerful frame filled the air with an aura of raw strength and dominance. There you go. But do I need to change his voice now? Because he's no longer a Feraligatr unless he still has the voice of a Feraligatr. I don't know about that one. I don't know. He let a mighty roar, the sound echoing throughout the area. He flexed his muscles, feeling the immense power and strength coursing through his body. He turned to look at you, his gaze falling upon your smiling, vulnerable form. Despite his new intimidating appearance, his affection for you remained unchanged. He approached you carefully, each of his steps sending tremors across the ground, even though he's a flippin' massive whale Pokemon now. Because Kyogre is that, like, legendary looking whale motherfricker. He stood before you, towering over you, his large frame casting a shadow over you. He lowered his head slightly, bringing his face close to yours, took in a sight of you, his heart both filled with affection and a sense of possessiveness. He gently nuzzled his nose against his face, a gesture of affection and reassurance, despite being in his massive Kyogre form. Mm-mm-mm. Hey, that's very sweet of you, but can you not speak anymore? He nodded his head in response to your question. It was true he could no longer speak in his current form, as a Kyogre was incapable of forming words. Instead, he made soft noises, grunts, and growls, trying to communicate with you in the only way he could. Hold on. I'll fix that. Oh, great power that I possess. Please let this. Be able to speak English. I snapped my tiny claws. There we go. He felt another surge of energy as you snapped your fingers once again. His body and brain felt a tingling sensation, and then suddenly he could speak. He winked in surprise, realizing that he was now able to communicate in English. What? How? This is amazing. His voice came out low and rumbling amidst his surprise and awe at being able to speak in his current form. There you go. You have your speech back now. He chuckled softly, appreciating your thoughtfulness in restoring his speech. He looked down at you, his expression softening as he took in your small form. Despite his towering Kyogre size, a sense of possessiveness and protectiveness still filled his heart. Thank you for giving me back my voice. It feels good to be able to communicate properly again. Of course. Before I can even continue, I hear a voice behind me say, "Oh, a tiny..." That's really rare. I'm gonna capture it. Oh no. Let's see. His ears perked up as he heard the voice behind you, and his protective instincts flared up immediately. He turned his massive Kyogre body, placing himself between you and the voice, shielding you from sight. His eyes narrowed, a low and warning growl rumbling from his chest as he sized up the stranger who was eyeing you with an intent to capture you. The stranger paused momentarily, taken aback by his imposing presence. It was clear they didn't expect to find a massive Kyogre in their path, especially one that was so protective. They eyed him wearingly, their gaze looking from him to you, hidden behind his frame. A tense eyes filled the air as the stranger and he faced off, the tension palpable. He remained resolute, his body positioned in a protective stance, ready to defend you at all costs. His heart hammered in his chest, the urge to protect you from harm taking over him completely. Oh my gosh. That's insane, dude. The stranger seemed to ponder their options for a moment, contemplating the risk of facing a powerful and ferocious Kyogre. However, their desire to capture you, the rare and vulnerable Toadol, still burned within them. With a defiant glint in their eyes, they took a step forward, reaching into the bag to grab a Pokeball. Oh no. His eyes narrowed further, his stance growing even more defensive. He observed the stranger's actions. Seeing them reach for a Pokeball, the intent to capture you clear, fueled his protective instincts even more. His muscles cold, Raid acted a moment's notice to ensure your safety. Oh my gosh. Alright, guys. I said, "Oh, great power that I possess. Please turn me into a huge 200-foot tall fire breathing dragon." And I snapped my tiny toad out claws. The air around us crackled with energy. He snapped your tiny toad out claws. Suddenly, your small form began to transform before their very eyes. Your body really grew and stretched, your limbs elongating, and your muscles expanding. In a matter of seconds, you were no longer a tiny toad owl, but instead a colossal 200-foot tall fire-breathing dragon. Your new form was a force of nature, radiating heart and power. Yep. Uh-huh. The stranger's eyes widened in shock as they witnessed your dramatic transformation. They stood frozen in place, completely intimidated by the massive and fearsome dragon you had become. Sight of you towering over them, a living embodiment of fire and strength, seemed to make them question their earlier intentions. Trying to capture me, were you? Capture me, were you? Question mark. If you even attempt to throw a Pokeball at me, you will regret it. I love how I did that. Trying to capture me, were you? If you even attempt to throw a Pokeball at me, you will regret it. Oh my gosh. The stranger's face paled, their earlier confidence seeming to falter as they stood in the presence of your gigantic and fiery form. They gulped, their gaze flicking between you and the Pokeball in their hand, uncertain of what to do next. However, the initial surprise wore off, replaced by a stubborn glint in their eyes. They squared their shoulders, attempting to muster up courage despite the overwhelming power you embodied. With a defiant look, they raised the Pokeball in their hand, trembling slightly. Oh my gosh, you idiots. Mm. Before you even attempt that, you even attempt that, I'm going to warn you that you will regret your decision. She's not gonna listen. He's gonna throw the crap at me anyways, and oh, that little idiot's gonna. Despite the warning, the stranger's determination seemed to rise, their eyes hardening with a mixture of determination and defiance. They gripped the pool tighter, their resolve straining as if they were willing to risk everything to capture you, despite the obvious risk. I've come this far, they murmured themselves into you. I'm not backing down now. After hearing that, I shot a fireball right at his Pokeball. And it hit it. Has the Pokeball gonna explode or something? Or Yep. The fireball collided with the Pokeball in the stranger's hand, obliterating it into 1,000 pieces. The stranger stood wide-eyed, stunned by what they had just witnessed. The sheer force of the fireball had completely disintegrated the Pokeball, leaving nothing but ash and fragments in its place. They looked up at you, their bravado shattered by your show of power. Holy crap. They saw it hard, the reality of the situation crashing down upon them. Yeah, mother frickers. That's what you get, you little fricks. Holy booty cheeks, an hour and 5!